Jericho here. Welcome to We the People, a new birth of freedom. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please share this with everyone you can. We want to get the message of freedom, liberty, and what real truth represents. For some days now, the videos have been addressing the topic of tyrants. It's very important to understand certain characteristics of tyrants. They're the ultimate narcissist. Now you have to be very careful with that word because sometimes people misinterpret an individual's personality and motive. Some people think an individual might be a narcissist because they stand for a particular ideology or principle or ethic. For example, would you consider me a narcissist because I believe that there are truths that are self-evident and I won't budge from that? I propagate that. I preach that. I stand on that. I have deep convictions of that. Truths that are self-evident, that all men, including men and women of the human race, are born with the same access to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and those self-evident truths are intrinsic inside of them. They're born with them. It's their inheritance. I'm not going to budge from that. So would you say I'm a narcissist? Because you say that it has to be my way. No. There's where you're wrong. It's not my way. It's the way of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness in the context of the laws of nature and nature's God. If I say to you that life itself, the conception of life, does not come by political process, political legislation, some executive order, some Supreme Court decision, but it comes by the laws of nature, and I'm not going to budge from that. And that's what I will preach, that's what I will stand on, that's what I will live and die for. Would you say I'm a narcissist? No, because it's not all about me. Because that principle applies to every human being of the human race. It's not just something I'm trying to build around my philosophy or my ideology or my personal agenda, my subjective motive. It applies equally to everyone that's born of a woman. But if I say, if I become president, I'm going to sign an executive order and ban assault weapons. And if I become president, I'm going to sign an executive order to ban, to control. That's a narcissist. Because you cannot violate the laws of nature without being a narcissist. It's all about your subjective agenda, your personal motive, your thirst for power, for manipulation, your hunger to be the master of the masses. The only master that free people have does not exist within external human beings. The only master that true free people have is the characteristics, or are the characteristics of accountability, responsibility, integrity, moral principle. Those characteristics should be our master. Anarchy, that's not freedom, that's not liberty. That's just a wild, unharnessed power. A wild, unharnessed savage that doesn't understand accountability, responsibility, integrity, truth. Here's some characteristics to watch for in tyrants. They love to smile. They love to appeal to your emotions. They're masters, sometimes, at flowery speeches. Their agenda is to use language, jargon, slang, to appeal to various groups of people. Sometimes they even play a song. It's totally out of context. But they love to smile, and they're very eloquent at times. Now, none of those things by themselves represents the characteristics of a tyrant. But I'm listing things that are going to be associated with other things that tyrants use in their bag of tools to become your master. Second of all, another characteristic is they have subjective agendas that they will camouflage, keep hidden from you. While they promise you liberty, they themselves are slaves to their own agendas. They love deception. They will look you dead in the eye and lie and have no conscience, have no remorse. They love to deceive. Other characteristics of tyrannical narcissists. They love socialism, Marxism, communism, Nazism, fascism. And they will pull from those ideologies and masterfully weave them together so it appears to be in the context of freedom, but it's not. There's where the lies and the deception comes in. You have to listen very carefully, listen to their words, and above all, watch their actions. And listen carefully to what they say they're going to do. And even if they say they're going to do something that's good, of course, later on they will change the plan and justify it because they love to deceive. That's in their bag of tools. They're chronic, habitual liars. And as I said, they have no conscience. They have no moral compass. Doesn't bother them. They can lie and it should be okay. That's one of the tools in their bag of tyranny. They love power. They're extremely, extremely proud people. Not confident people, but proud people. There's a difference. Arrogant. I should say arrogant, because in the right context, it's good to be proud, and it certainly is good to be confident, but they're arrogant. They're arrogant bastards. They can't say, hey, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. And the theme of their whole political platform is to push their agenda, not to elevate the people into the higher dimensions of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, self-evident truths that are inalienable rights given to us by the laws of nature and nature's God. They are not concerned about elevating the people into the more profound understanding of those principles of freedom. Why? Because they're tyrants. They love power, they love money, and money of itself, there's nothing wrong with it, but the love of money, the greed for money, the thirst the insatiable thirst for money and power is what drives them and motivates them. I think I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. You notice presidents, after their 4-year or 8-year term is lapsed, they go back into civilian private life. They build all kind of shrines to these presidents. And I'm not saying that maybe in the right context, a memorial to a president is fine, but they like to build these libraries and all of this mishmash of bullshit as though they really accomplished a lot. But I think the character of a true president would be to leave memorials to we the people of the United States, because that's the real driving force. The people that are in the trenches, feverishly working hard, laboring to survive every day, overcome insurmountable obstacles. Why can't the memorials be to we the people of the United States in the context of life, liberty, and their pursuits of happiness? If I was president of the United States, I wouldn't care if people remembered me so much. But my legacy, I would want my legacy to be in the context of elevating the people to a greater understanding of their value. To elevate the people to a greater understanding of their priceless contribution to this great nation of freedom. And bring them to a depth of understanding that those inalienable rights, those self-evident truths, that equality that exists in the human race, justice, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, are the crown jewels of a free nation. That would be my agenda. I would want we the people to be recognized far and above myself. They're the ones in the trenches, struggling, laboring every day, trying to decipher a politician's bullshit, trying to navigate through their power-hungry desires and agendas and their propaganda. It's a full-time job, isn't it? Anyway, think about those things. Until next time, God bless each and every one of you. And whatever you do, be a true American patriot. Till next time.